This event nightly costs upwards of 10 to 20,000 UK pounds to actually put together from an electricity standpoint. That's how much their bill is. So sometimes they turn the lights off earlier than usual, as it was described to me. But it is a holiday, school holiday in Scotland as of tomorrow. So we'll probably see a later setup than usual because the kids from the north are down south.
This is Mars, the red planet. It will take the ExoMars rover 8 months to fly here from Earth. The ExoMars rover will help us discover if there has ever been life on Mars. And one day, we humans may also travel there.
Now the trams are a bit difficult to get onto, especially the lit up ones, because they tend to be very popular. So I'm not going to probably be able to get on one. Maybe, hopefully, I'll be able to get on one at Bispam, which is where we're headed to, or at least the outskirts, which is the town north of Blackpool Beach, or Blackpool itself. This beach house bar behind me, it just looks very plush and interesting. We're actually now getting to the North Pier, which I've never been to before. This is the furthest north that I've been. So you have the Metropole behind me, which is the hotel just over here. I didn't actually get a shot of the front of it, but it's relatively iconic in Blackpool, as most people would recognize the site of that. But in the distance, as we get closer to the lights that you see here, and as far as I understand, this is where the tableau begins, where the main large and classic illuminations of the years are located. We're gonna go up there and we're gonna check them all out. Well, as most as we can get to. And then we're gonna come back down, maybe get a trolley back, and then we will wrap up our day, hopefully getting to South Pier in time. Stay tuned for that. I was given better advice. I was told not to walk it. I have a car, but now my car is all the way down at the south end of the boardwalk, and I'm at the opposite end, and I'm walking, trying to get to these diorama tableaus in time. Putting myself out of breath through the process. But we'll see. I got faith yet. It seems weird that they would be so far away from the main downtown area, but alas, that is the case. There is a way to walk, as you can see, along the sea down here as well. It is Sunday, 9:30, and as you'll notice with the rest of Blackpool that I just escaped, which is bustling with people, well, apparently the main reason why we're here, and the whole, the marquee part of the attraction of the Illuminations is well far out. We're not anywhere near it yet. Still, it's still going. We're still walking. We're not on a time limit, so hopefully we'll make it. I'm pretty sure we will. They're definitely not going to be turning them off in the next half an hour. I figure we're 10 minutes away, but I don't know, man. This tunnel of light just keeps going. We carry on past the Mustang roundabout. As you can see, it is pouring. We're not giving up here though. I said when I passed this section that I would give up, but I think I see them. I could be deceived. I return with good news. I can see the illuminations tableau. Illuminations all around us. There's like, if you want to count that as an illumination, technically that's an illumination. Technically that's an illumination. But we want to see the big stuff. And I finally am, I don't want to say I'm 100% sure because, you know, I have suffered previously from being so presumptuous, but I have a feeling we are finally here as the first one arrives to our left. Our first tableau. For those of you that don't know the history of this event, it's been running for almost 150 years now. And these tableaus that we're about to look at, as many as we can, because now that I look into the distance, I'm like, whew, there certainly seems to be a lot of them. We're gonna try to take the tram back from Bispam back to where we were before. I said good news and bad news, and the reason why there's good news and bad news is because the Blackpool Tower, you can barely see behind me. It's all the way back there. It's further than it was when I was at Blackpool Pleasure Beach and thinking that I was not going to be too far off from getting to the place that we're headed now. Sure enough, we've headed twice that distance in a short space of time. I will not be walking back. At last, we have arrived. Now, I'm not gonna lie, some of these referential tableaus, I'm not gonna know much about what they refer to as they deal. I know who Basil Brush is, however. I'm pretty well versed in my British. Well, I'm well versed in a lot of British things, to be honest with you. But some references may get past me, so forgive me if that is the case. I do know Basil. I do know Sooty, who is all the way at the other end of these illuminations. We have some impressive sundials. As we're the only ones here, I kid you not, I'm gonna silently let you guys enjoy this while I do as well. I'm impressed by the sundials, or the sun folk, the sun people. I will admit, I am not a Scooby. What this is referring to other than to eat your food. Great to be green. I guess this is some sort of green initiative, or it's a show based upon healthy living. I think that's a pretty safe guess. Comments, help me out here. You can kind of see how far it goes down. And there is also a gate at the end that I believe indicates the end of our journey. But for now, let us enjoy this remarkable light. The illuminations continue with the Tahiti. Well, it's really Hawaiian, probably. I don't know. I think that's Sebastian, actually. That crab there. So we got a Swan Lake. This Swan Lake tableau is, I believe, one of the vintage ones as well. It's been around for a while. Which would kind of make sense because it's not exactly by modern standards, it's impressive, it's large, it's cool. But if you go to Times Square, you're not really impressed by a display such as that anymore. This looks almost like a fairground attraction, if you will, or a children's dark ride could be built into this tableau. Only recently added, I'm sure, is this little homage to the European champions of the world in soccer for women. That would be England. As you can see them all featured in these above road displays. I'm not so sure how I feel about, you know, lights, like pictures, as part of the display for people that are passing by on their cars, and they'll be like, oh look, it's Josie Thompson, and then they just pull off the side of the road and smash into a post box because they aren't paying attention. Bad jokes aside, let's continue our tableaus. Alas, we finally did Blackpool's Alice in Wonderland, and today we get to see a far more impressive and ornate, at least from an artistic representation level, of Alice in Wonderland, and this gigantic tableau, and I'm pretty sure it's the biggest one of them all. Blackpool seems to be obsessed with Alice in Wonderland, yet for some reason not a mushroom can be found in this town. Okay, I kind of get it. If you put these lights, say, in downtown Blackpool, you definitely would cause a traffic nightmare as the cars slow down to observe the illuminations in this section of the town. There is actually a path. There's Matt Lucas. Oh, there's Keith Lemon. Keith Lemon, my favorite, ladies and gentlemen. In case you're wondering, I love Keith Lemon. He makes me laugh every single time. Just his presence alone. Lee Francis, he's a genius. He may be raunchy. It's not like Peter Rabbit. Bye, Peter. It's good to see you, buddy. I'm glad I made it out. And he's gone. I believe, however, that those particular images refer to former celebrities that lit the illuminations as part of their major ceremony to light them. The Haunted Hotel. Now we're talking about stuff I'm into. Be scared. Sadly, we can't enter. All right, really starting to come down now, so we've changed formats just to cover the last couple of tableaus here, so I apologize for the change in quality. However, we've reached probably my favorite so far, and I gotta take a picture. Daleks, exterminate. Exterminate. You always gotta do it. Another of the famous tableaus is this Egyptian one. You can kind of tell by the workmanship, i.e. the paint is kind of, the fiberglass and everything that they use to make this is kind of chipping and shows some damage. There's a massive facility that they store these in. Ooh, hello. Sorry to disturb your sleep, Mr. Mummy. I gotta clean my lens. That's better, isn't it? He's not quite resurrected there. He's having some difficulty, as you can see, And this casket even opens, actually, which is very cool. It opened just for us to reveal, oh my, a friendly mummy inside. A very friendly looking mummy with goofy feet. Gotta leave you, bro. He's trying to get up, but I'm not giving him a chance. Definitely more vintage dioramas slash tableaus here, and really, we're gonna have to take a step back on the other side of the tram tracks to get a full perspective of this particular tableau. To tie in where we just actually came from, this is the famous Coral Island tableau, featuring the Buccaneer where we just ate. Captain Jack's Bar and Grill did not do that, but it is massive. It is the largest of the tableaus that I've seen so far here. In fact, it will be the largest because we only have, it looks like, 4 more to go. This thing is massive. You can even see the running wheels that they use to roll this thing out. But yes, we're still at this massive tableau. It's also still raining. I apologize if I'm not covering as much detail as I could for you guys due to the conditions and just the short span of time that I have to check this all out, because I won't be able to get to South Pier for sure after this, at least not in time to actually get onto the pier, which is fine. Blackpool is a major tourist destination and there's a lot to do here, and there's a lot of reasons to come back. Must be crazy because we made it to Bispam, even though I said I wouldn't do it. Here we are. Bispam. I realized that this is the first time that I've been to the UK and there has not been a queen. And I believe that this is a replica of her crown in honor of Her Majesty that unfortunately has just recently passed. And I can't think of a better way to end the illuminations than on this image, which is not, which my camera is not wide enough to cover. However, I believe as we just passed this little display that I got a tram that I can catch here, and then we can be on our way back to Blackpool. Well, these guys just play in the rain all night. Okay, that's a wrap from the illuminations. I'm actually surprised that I managed to get all of it done. I didn't get all the way down to Stargate, but there's not too much going on there. I did cover most of what's going on at South Pier in my vlog from yesterday on arrival to Blackpool itself. So if you are curious about that, say the carriages and South Pier and the stage around that area, which is a very cool illumination, definitely check that out. I don't want to contradict myself because after I get on this tram that's coming up right now, I may end up at South Pier and I might cover that if we get there in time. If not, thanks for watching. It's definitely been impressive. Is it a world-class event? It's impressive. I think it needs a little bit more modernization to bring it up to a level that will bring people from others outside of England to check it out. But I'm here, so definitely check it out if you're curious. All right, guys, that's a wrap. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Always enjoy.
Y'all feel like that,